Hi all of my lovely friends and welcome back to my channel. For those that are new here, my name is Mel and I am a medium and an energy healer. In today's video, I want to go over my series of what I wish my clients knew in a mediumship reading, and this is part 4. So today we're going to talk about how spirit chooses to appear the age that they appear in. So stay tuned. So spirit can choose to show themselves at any age that they wish, particularly at any age that they were happiest, but there are some exceptions to that. And I want to talk about 3 different instances that I have personally experienced in my mediumship reading. First, I want to talk about my dad. So for those of you that have been with the channel for a while, you will know that my dad is in the spirit world. He has passed away. And when I was first learning and developing into a medium, I would go into groups and practice mediumship reading. So we would either exchange with each other or I would just give a reading to another medium. But for those that we were exchanging, they would read for me, and most of the time my dad would come through. Now, my dad passed away in his 60s, and when he first started coming through, I didn't know that it was him when other mediums were telling me that they had him with them. And that's because, again, my dad died in his 60s, and he likes to appear to mediums without a shirt on in his 30s. And so my father, he was funny and charismatic and charming, and he liked to joke around and be funny. So the fact that he appears without a shirt on, it means something to me. It's really funny. And my dad liked to flirt. So especially when the medium was a woman, it was even funnier because I'm like, oh my gosh, Dad, you're embarrassing me still. I love it though. It's a beautiful thing. But that's just a prime example. So my father died in his 60s, but in his physical life here on earth, his 30s, I would assume, were the best years of his life. And so spirit typically chooses to show themselves to a medium at a time when they were happiest in their life, as with an example with my dad. Now, I have given readings personally myself where I have connected with those in spirit and their age was nowhere near their age that they were physically here on earth. So, for example, I had connected with a beautiful 3-year-old little boy for one of my clients. And when he connected with me, he showed himself as 21, somewhere around there, but he died when he was 3 years old. And at the time of the reading, he probably would have been 5 or 6 had he still been alive. So the fact that he showed up at 21 was completely odd and unusual. And I remember when I connected with this soul, he felt young and carefree and playful, but he appeared 21. And so later on, after reflecting, now mind you, all the evidence, everything I brought through, everything was correct for this little boy. Everything except his age. And I gave a description and it matched. I gave evidence and it was all literal. The evidence was all connected. So we knew that this was this young, sweet little boy. And so afterwards I reflected on that and wondered why spirit would choose to show themselves as much older than when they had passed away. And when I was meditating and reflected on that, it was his way, this little boy's way of saying to his mom, I'm still growing. I'm still alive. I'm still learning. I'm still ascending. I'm still going through and growing up. I thought that was the most beautiful thing when that came through in my meditation. So that's an example as well of how spirit can choose to show themselves at a different age. My next example is of a child who is not even physically born yet. I have 2 examples of those. And so my first one, I connected with a beautiful woman who was 6 months pregnant. She had not had her baby yet. She wasn't fully aware of the sex of her baby yet, but a little girl had come through. She was showing herself to be about 6 months old. And so I was giving all this information, all this evidence. The little girl was telling me about herself, telling me about her mom and her dad. Now again, she hasn't even physically been born into the world yet, and all of the evidence and everything clicked together. But when she appeared to me, and again, I get them in my mind. I don't see them with my physical eye, so they appear in my mind. When she appeared to me, she looked to be about 6 months old. And I described what she looked like. I gave all of the evidence, and her mom was just absolutely blown away. She hadn't even told anyone that she was pregnant yet. And so I knew that, and I got the information. She thought it was a girl, which is what came through, the sex of the baby. So we put all the pieces together. But again, this child hadn't even physically been born yet, but they showed themselves to me about 6 months old. My second example of that same thing where a child hadn't even been born yet is even wilder. I connected to a spirit whose parents haven't even started to have children yet. They haven't even tried to have children yet. And this little girl came through wanting to be born into this family, wanting to have this beautiful woman be her mother. And the crazy thing is that I knew the child's name. The mom had already picked out a name. I nailed it. I had described the little girl with red hair. Now, the woman I was connecting with had dark black hair. So going from that to red hair, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this even true? Yes. And again, the child hadn't even been made yet, and she's already able to connect and come through. She appeared to me between 6 months to a year, somewhere around a year. But again, she hadn't even been made yet, and she's already connecting. So again, spirit can choose to show themselves to a medium at any age, at any point in their life, even if they're not born yet, that they choose to, that they feel most comfortable presenting themselves in. So to all of my amazing clients and all of you who watch this channel for mediumship content who are learning and developing, just know that age is not going to be make or break. It's not a factor in a mediumship reading. Now, yes, I have had many spirits appear to me in their 70s and they died in their 70s, in their 80s and they died in their 80s. But most of the time I've had people who have passed away in their 70s, 80s, God bless, in their 90s, and they appear to me in their 20s or 30s. And I have a lot of other medium friends that I have asked about this, and even when I was getting my readings, it was the same way, that spirit shows themselves at random different ages. So for my clients, I hope that you understand now that you've watched this video that the age of a spirit, they're just coming through in their most comfortable form. Spirits coming through in the way that they feel most adequate, most happy, most joyous. So don't take the age that a medium gives you as solid, because the spirit could come through at any age. I hope this video found great value for you guys. To my clients, thank you all so much for always encouraging me, always being a part of my amazing family. And to those of you that watch the channel and subscribe and support, I'm so happy to have you here. Leave any comments down below that you guys have for me. I love to respond to those. I love to read them. And I will catch you guys all in the next video. Have a great day, my lovely friends.